Okay, welcome back, and watch this till the very end, or fast forward if you want, because there's some cool stuff coming up at the end that we're going to talk about. So, first things first, this is about the Boyd's At One stock, and I had a chance to see one here at the range a while back, and I thought, you know what, those are pretty cool. That was my first impression. A customer of mine, a friend of mine, brought me a Savage Model 12, and asked me to build a rifle. So here it is. Now, I think it turned out pretty slick. This is not going to stay stainless. It is going to wind up getting painted black with this Duracoat deal here. And it's a kind of an all-in-one, 1, 2, 3 step. They're pretty slick. So I've not personally used this setup yet. So don't rush out and buy one yet. We're going to do a review just strictly on this, but I have shot Duracoat before, and I can tell you personally, it is good stuff, really good stuff. Very, very durable. Duracoat. Weird. Anyways, back to the Boyd stock. So, I threw my bipod on here because I'm going to go out and test fire this thing tomorrow before we paint it, just in case we have any problems. Don't expect we will, but you never know. In case I got to tear it apart and, you know, different things. So anyways, this is Savage Model 12 FV and a 6.5 Creedmoor shield and barrel number 7 contour with an 11-degree crown, SWFA 20 power scope, 20 MOA rail, and so what's really cool about this is this button right here allows you to adjust your cheek comb, which is pretty slick. Lock that into place. And then also, this is a button right here, and this allows you, they're a little stiff, to adjust your length of pull. So I thought that was pretty slick. The other thing that this thing's got is replaceable plastic pieces here on the butt, the grip, and the forend. It does come with 2 eyelets for straps. One obviously is connected right now to the bipod, but it does have an extra one here for the strap if you don't want to use the strap spot here on the bipod. But in a lot of times when I've seen, you know, damaged guns, typically speaking, it's here, here, and up here. So that I thought was pretty slick. I do believe this is a personal preference stock. Only reason I say that is because this. If you look here, that is almost a hard 90. And back here, it is almost a hard 90. Not quite, but pretty close. It does have, they're not sharp corners, but it's definitely got a corner to it. And the rest of the stock is contoured quite nicely. At first I was kind of back and forth on that, and I wasn't sure, but actually the more and more I sort of hold this and play with it, it's growing on me a lot. We bedded this thing. It bedded just like any other Boyd stock, bedded perfectly. I don't know what the weight of this gun is yet, but it's not terribly heavy. The stocks are very light. So that helps, especially if you want to go with a larger barrel, because you reduce the weight in the stock. So very cool. So you have your strap eyelet here, 2 up front, but you also have the push button eyelet, which right now this is located on this side here. And if you just push the center button, that comes out. And you can swap it around if you want, or not use it at all, or whatever floats your boat. But that's kind of cool, because this will actually, depending on how you're carrying it, you could carry it flush up against your body. So that was kind of a slick idea. I do like that feature. So we're going to take this thing out tomorrow, and we're going to fire it and see how she does. And mainly test firing it, and then we're going to bring it back, strip it all down, paint it, assuming we don't have any issues. Grouping's all good, under half, you know, right around a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch or less. Yeah, that should be fine. So then we'll strip it down, we'll paint it with the Duracoat, and everything you need is right there in that kit. So pressurized canister here with your paint holder. Comes with the hardener, the paint, cleaner, little Brillo pad, and pretty slick. And they're not that expensive, but again, don't rush out and buy one just yet. Let's see how this thing lays out, and make sure it actually lays out nice and smooth and don't have any problems. Okay, so without trying to make this video too long, some things coming up. I'm getting the action tomorrow for the Creedmoor build for the DVD series. I have my barrel here, and that's just it's a 28-inch blank, which we're going to cut inch off here, inch off there, and get this thing ready to roll. And that'll all be on the series. Also, we have this is a number 7 Contour Schillen Select Match. This is their best barrel that they sell. This is going on the Remage that we're going to build. And we have a Timney trigger that the customer wants. This is a customer's gun. It actually started out my gun, and the customer wound up buying it and wants to do the Remage, so perfect timing. Timney trigger, and we'll get into all that a little bit later on the poundage and all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, two things, two kind of big things I think are big. Number one, usaoptics.net. I'm going to leave a link below. If you order anything from them, and they sell a huge amount of scopes, a lot of scopes, high-end scopes, low-end scopes, but they have a ton of scopes. IOR Valdatis, Night Force, Vortex. I mean, they got good pricing too. If you are in the market for a scope and you go to their website, if you type in the promo code VP for Von Precision, you're going to get 5% off. They were kind enough to do that for us to help direct some traffic to them. They have been super, super cool people to deal with. They have a ton of knowledge, and I'm not just saying that. They have been really, really good people, and I appreciate that. So as a bonus to anybody in the market for a scope, go check them out, see what their prices are, type in VP, see what your final cost is, and they're just good folks. I can't say enough about them. I've been dealing with them now for a couple weeks, a few weeks at least, and they're not paying me to say this. They're not doing, they're not sending me, I'm not getting a pile of free products, nothing. They're just good people, and I appreciate that. So anyways, check them out. The next there's actually 2 more things, come to think of it. So I am going to SHOT Show. Possibly the wife and I both, don't know that just yet, but nonetheless, I'll be there for sure. I'm not going on the behalf of Von Precision. I am going for Ballistics. So anybody out there who shoots long range, there's only a very, very small amount of calculators that will actually get you on target at long ranges that are accurate. And Ballistics AE for your phone or your iPad, or we also have a iPad version specific, but that's what we're going to go for. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Ballistics YouTube channel, you'll see my ugly mug on there too, and I'll drop a link below for that. So that's we're going to go down there for that for a few days, probably 2 to 3 days. We are going to try our best to get you as much footage as we possibly can to let you guys know what SHOT Show is really about. It's not open to the public. You have to be invited or own a big business or be media or whatever. But if we can get you guys some really, really good stuff on what is kind of the latest products coming out, things like that, potentially, hopefully wind up with a few things to try out and test and see what they're like, that would be awesome. I'm not going to hold my breath for that, but we'll see what happens. So anyways, that's I guess that's sort of a wrap. It's been a whiz-bang couple of weeks here. It's been very, very busy. just trying to get some work done, some reloading classes and regular job and whatnot. But we do have sort of a Christmas special, if you will, coming up. I don't know if we're going to do it live or just shoot a video out there. I'd like to go live, but it just depends on timing and my schedule. And it's not about guns. It's going to be a little different. And I'm not going to give you any hints. So enough said. We'll see you soon. Broke it. Huh? I think we broke it.